on board. What should I do?
Ah, ich weiß.
Hallo und willkommen. Ich bin Meister Lenze and you're watching Get Germanized. And today we're having another episode of Car of Thoughts, driving through Germany's, villages, cities and countrysides and having a talk about a relevant topic. Today we are going to talk about, many things we couldn't talk about in the past months due to, restrictions, I guess, as well, but also my lack of time to drive around and talk about it. The reason I have time to talk about something today, outside of my house that is because I just came back from a second COVID-19 vaccination shot. So yeah, hopefully I'm not going to feel too queasy during this talk, or at the end of it, we'll see, I suppose. But if I do, it's recorded. You're going to be first-hand witness to my demise. I doubt it, though. I mean, I hope, at least, because the first one went by relatively unspectacular. It was fine. I felt okay. Nothing to worry about. Maybe I had a little bit of a sleep problem, but I usually have that anyway. So that might have just been me, to be fair. Germany is about to have major elections. That means we are going to be able to vote for parties like the SPD, the Greens, and so on and so forth. CDU, all the favorites or not favorites this year. Many of my fellow YouTubers have actually started campaigns against die Christdemokratische Union, the CDU, because, they are having pretty old-fashioned views when it comes to some things. Altbacken, we would call them in German. Old, too old for most young kids, young people these days. If you want to know more about that, I'm going to put a link in the video description. Actually, because of the elections, because I tried to advertise one of my videos I did recently, which was completely in German and about what millionaires do differently than normal people, basically. They wouldn't let me advertise it on YouTube because they thought it was an election spot of some sort, or I was trying to coerce someone into voting for a certain party because of this video, which is ridiculous, because in the video itself, I talked about money, but that's about it, or saving money and how millionaires basically become millionaires and all of that, but nothing specific to a political party here in Germany. So that was very strange, I thought. So I thought I should mention that to you, that is definitely a thing that happens here. Need to declare it as such if you do an election TV spot or anything like that for which party you're doing it. So maybe they would have actually let me advertise my video if I had said it is for a certain political party. But I mean, since it wasn't, I wouldn't say that anyway, so I guess bad luck for me. But you're gonna see maybe in the cities and villages a lot of posters of political parties. They're gonna try and get your vote. More or less aggressively. I mean, they also have little election or information booths, I should say, in the middle of city centers and stuff like that, where they try to get you to get flyers or to just sign something, I guess, to support the party and all of that kind of stuff. They usually have that anyway, but especially during election time, obviously, makes sense. I actually chose to go with a homepage this year to find out which party I should be voting for, called der Wahlomat, election-o-meter, basically, or something, elect-o-meter. It is a series of questions, a questionnaire, which is going to help you figure out which party supports your wishes or your views, your point of views, basically. For example, they will ask you, do you want Germany's immigration politics, guidelines or whatever to change, or do you want Or are you for a general universal income and stuff like that? They're going to ask you all that. And then at the end, you're going to get a list, a selection of parties and a percentage, which of those parties well, fits your views best. This video wasn't supposed to be about politics and voting anyway. I wanted to just give you an update about the current situation, because recently also my friends were surprised, for example, that we have a lot of, not a lot of, but also a loud minority of anti-vaccination or anti-vaxxers, there we go, that's a better word, of like that we have them at all. But yes, they're very prevalent, at least on the internet, and like I said, they're pretty loud and they are very annoying because I also don't want to get into that topic. It's just exhausting at this point, because it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you read all the scientific papers there are and present them the evidence. They're going to say, but this, but that, look at this. I am right. So I have given up on that, to be fair, to be honest. I can't be bothered anymore, which might not be the best thing to do. But I have enough people that I don't need to do that with anyway. Like, most of my friends are vaccinated and not against it. I have a few people that I'm close to that are anti-vaxxers, to be honest, but you know, I won't be able to change their minds. I tried, so I've given up. But maybe you can actually let me know about your experience with that kind of stuff, because to be honest, it is exhausting when you have friends close to you or even family members that, you know, have such a radically different and sometimes incorrect opinion of things. How do you deal with it? I would like to know. But yeah, we definitely have also people who go on the streets to demonstrate vaccinations and all of that, and all the measurements, and not measurements, the restrictions and wearing masks and all of that. So it's not just a foreign thing. Germany does that, or some Germans do that too. So just so you know, not something I'm necessarily proud of that happens here, but it does happen. So yeah. Also, weather in Germany is just gorgeous. Late summer it is at the moment, very warm still, in the mid-20s, and yeah, very nice indeed. I bought a few summer clothes, might have been a mistake, because obviously summer is not going to be for super long anymore, but I hope we're going to get a few more summer days, because me and my friends have actually rented a boat recently, because my friend Kevin has gotten his boat license, a motorboat license, which was so much fun. And I believe he can even rent a sailing boat if he wanted to, and we could go on a sailing trip. Obviously, sailing would be a little bit more difficult, more stuff to do, not as relaxing for the passengers, I believe, but still would be an experience, so we might do that in the future. Also, those who follow me on Instagram will have seen the videos I filmed there on the boat, and the pictures I took and all of that with my 360-degree camera, which looked absolutely fantastic. They also, if I'm not mistaken, in the highlight reels, if you want to look at that, or maybe not actually. I think the wedding I've attended recently, the German wedding, is in there, but not necessarily the boat tour. But future ones I will film. I even took my drone on the boat, but then realized I didn't charge it, because it was like a last-minute decision to take the drone. So unfortunately, no videos from the boat yet with the drone. But future boat tours will include the drone, I promise, and maybe even videos like a car, like a boat of thoughts, basically. But also, the motorboat is pretty loud, so that might be difficult to achieve sound-wise. We'll see. What I could do, I suppose, is film from the boat and then record the audio later, and then have like little scenes in between from the boat or something like that, you know. That might be fun. Also, something else that's going on in my life at the moment, we're gonna go to the Czech Republic for a Junggesellenabschied, which means a bachelor party. Actually, we're gonna go hiking in the Schneekoppe mountain range, apparently. It's not a mountain range necessarily, it's just like well, have a look online, I guess. Schneekoppe it's called. We're gonna go hiking there and also obviously drink some beer, because I believe the hostel or the hotel that we're in is also a brewery, or at least has like a really fancy looking beer bar from what I've seen. So yeah, I'm excited. Gonna go there with some of my friends. Actually, not sure what that noise was. I hope my camera isn't overheating. That would be bad. That would be bad indeed. I can't really check at the moment. Don't see anything. Yeah, I think it might have turned off actually. Well, then you will have to look at me for a little while longer instead. And the air conditioning is going down, down, down to hopefully cool the car enough so that that doesn't happen again. Luckily, I have 2 cameras. So yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to that bachelor party. Very unusual to drive that far, in my opinion. I mean, of course, yeah, sure. I've seen people go to Vegas, not Germans or anyone that I know, but I know that is a thing. Also Amsterdam and stuff like that, which is, by the way, much closer than the location that we're going to. We're gonna drive about 6 to 8 hours or something crazy. For Germans, that's pretty crazy and long. But Amsterdam is only 3.5 hours away from where I live, so yeah, there's that. But, well, it's gonna be fun. The car ride is probably gonna be fun as well, even if it's long. Just any event I've noticed recently on the last couple of years, any event that you get to have with your friends where you meet them in person is worth it, even if it's driving for 8 hours, you know, because we can listen to music, we can talk, we can play some funny card games or something like that, you know, and the driver can participate as well. Not the card game necessarily, but for example, there's this riddle game that we Germans know very well. It's called Black Stories, or many Germans know that game at least. It's not sponsored, by the way, but it's a game I play a lot with my friends, or on car rides and stuff like that at least. It's called Black Stories, like I said, and you have to guess like a murder, basically. You have to find out details with yes or no answers about a murder. One of the people participating has read the whole case, basically knows the solution, and then the others have to find out what it was, and the person who knows can just answer with yes or no questions. And that's a fun car game. It gets exhausting after a while though, because it is quite, well, mentally draining to think that hard the whole time. But it's fun, for a while at least, so we're gonna play that on the way there. Probably gonna ride on the German Autobahn, drive on the German Autobahn. I mean, not sure if I can record a whole lot, probably for Instagram only, because obviously that's easier to do than a whole ass video. Maybe if my friends are up for it, we could film something, but I'm not 100% sure if we will, so don't hold me to that promise, please, because yeah, it's unlikely. But I'm also going to try and film something while we're in the Czech Republic. I'm going to take my drone and film for you there at the mountain range for sure. I have to read up actually on Czech drone laws, if there's anything I need to keep in mind. The one thing I also do have to keep in mind is that because my vaccination, my second one, has only happened today, and the trip is in less than 2 weeks, apparently I still need to get a test done, like a quick test, and take it to the border, because if they check me out, well, I will have to present it to them, because I can only take my vaccination passport and show it and have that as a valid, basically, proof that I'm vaccinated after 2 weeks after the vaccination. So, well, that's the rules for the Czech Republic, at least. I'm not 100% sure how the rules are when it comes to going to Germany from another country. At the moment, I assume it's gonna be similar. Yeah, anyway, looking forward to having my digital vaccination certificate as well, because that's something you get in Europe when you're fully vaccinated. Then you can apply for it online. They gave me like a QR code at the vaccination center, and I have to scan that in and then basically register online with an app, and that is hopefully gonna be easy enough. We'll see. Okay, so I'm not sure. I should be filming again with the other camera now. My apologies again for this long break where you could only see my beautiful face. I know it's pretty magnificent, so it was probably one of the best things you've experienced this year. But just in case it was not, apologies. My apologies. Oh, we're in a town called Barnsdorf. Barnsdorf. The vaccination center is quite far away from where I live, by the way. Could have probably gotten it at my local doctor's, but I wasn't sure if they were going to give me BioNTech, because that's what I wanted. And since in Germany we have like an overflow of vaccines at the moment, because many people are either, I mean, like 60% are vaccinated, I believe, but the rest is either like one-time vaccinated or not at all. So that's a problem. We also even, I think, talked about giving the vaccines that are going bad in a couple of months, going to give those to other countries, which makes sense in my opinion. So yeah, let's see how that is going to progress, if the vaccination is going to pick up again or not, and what people are going to say by the end of it all. Like, because, you know, there's the weirdest rumors going on about vaccinations, obviously. And yeah, I mean, I am 100% sure that I am safe and the vaccination is not going to do anything to me. But, you know, as I always say when I have an argument with an anti-vaxxer, I guess time will tell, you know, if you were right or I was right. I like to think chances are better that I was right. But yeah, now the other camera actually turned off. That's fantastic. It's still too warm. The sun from outside is just burning. Holy mother moly. That's not good. Not good at all. I have to crank up the AC even further, it seems. Anyway, I'm wondering what the vaccination situation in your country is like, how the whole pandemic situation is for you. I know that, for example, in Australia, things are quite different there now. Someone that I'm close to is an anti-vaxxer said, like, it's like a police state right now in Australia. Beware. I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if that's true or not, to be fair, because I haven't informed myself about the current situation in Australia. I probably will soon, because obviously the best thing you can do is inform yourself. If someone is telling you something, don't just believe it, but look it up yourself. Read a book, read a scientific paper, all of that good stuff that we know at this stage, you know. So, what else is going on in Germany? Well, conventions are happening again, which is interesting to me, because for a long time these were obviously not happening at all. And now they have strict rules, obviously, and I imagine that at some point only like, I mean, I think it's already like that, only tested people and vaccinated people, or people who already had COVID and are healed again, basically, healthy again, they might participate if they have proof, like a test or a passport, vaccination passport. So yeah, because I want to go to Comic-Con Stuttgart, for example, in November, but I'm not 100% sure if that will happen at all, because obviously also the numbers might change again, the COVID numbers. But I don't know. I'm confident that now that I'm fully vaccinated, I can at least, or that at least those people can go. Hopefully, we'll see. But I'm not 100% sure about events like big concerts, like next year Rock am Ring, for example, and stuff like that, if that's going to happen or not, because obviously that's a completely different level of closeness to people. A massive festival like that, where you stand shoulder to shoulder with hundreds and thousands of people. I don't think that these festivals will happen for a long time. I don't think they will happen next year. I mean, I would like them to happen, to take place, I mean, but I'm not sure. I don't see them happen unless it's only for vaccinated people, to be fair. And even that is obviously debated at the moment, because is it right to let people who are vaccinated, you know, go to these events and unvaccinated people have to stay home or not? Is it, you know, fair? Let me know what you think about that. Well, my opinion, yeah, festivals for sure, only vaccinated people, I think. But then again, they can carry the virus as well, which they even talked about, like as a warning, the invisible wave of the vaccinated people, because obviously vaccinated people are going to go out more again and going to go to events, going to do stuff, meet up more with friends, and they might still carry the virus and infect the unvaccinated people, which, well, is a problem, obviously. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we should just wait this out a little bit longer, but what do you think? Let me know. Anyway, I'm really sorry today for the whole camera problem thing, but I didn't expect the cameras to overheat that fast. It's a GoPro 8, like a GoPro Hero. Not sponsored, obviously, because I'm talking shit. But yeah, unfortunate. As soon as autumn comes and as soon as it gets cooler again, I believe that we won't have these problems anymore. I'm planning on filming more Car of Thoughts episodes again, because this is a lot of fun for me, riding around when I have to go somewhere anyway, you know, and talking about topics with you. What I wanted to do initially, which I didn't have time to plan, is like an Instagram live stream where you guys can ask me questions while I drive. The phone would be basically in my view up front, so that it's not distracting. I would basically look up front anyway in the same direction and just answer questions every now and then, you know, go into like a monologue for most of it, so that it's not as distracting. What do you think about that? Do you think it's too dangerous still, or should I try it? Let me know. What we could also do, obviously, is take questions, which I've done in the past, take questions beforehand, and then I'll answer them while I do these kinds of videos, while I show you the countryside and drive around. So let me know what you would prefer. I can already guess your answer though. Safety first, eh? I know. So yeah. Oh, one thing that I haven't talked about in a video yet, I don't think, is last time I've gone to my first vaccination, basically 5 weeks ago or so. I was in a near-death situation. I almost had an accident, a really bad one. I mean, I believe at least that it would have been quite bad. I was driving around on a road like this, and basically trying to overtake someone, because they were going like super slow on a highway, right? Like super slow. And so I overtook them and reached, I think at the end of it, because I was speeding up anyway, I was reaching like 50 miles an hour or something like that, which is what, I don't know, 110 kilometers per hour. And then after I finished overtaking the other car, what happened was a massive deer, like a male deer with like massive antlers, came out of a cornfield to my right and crossed to the left, and I just barely evaded it. Like, I didn't steer, I just hit the brakes last second basically, and the deer, I could see the white in its eyes, and I could see like the muscles on its body and stuff. It was very scary, because if I had hit that one at that speed, well, let me tell you, that would have not been ideal. That was scary anyway, the deer encounter there. That's actually something you need to look out for in certain seasons here in Germany. Hogs, like wild pigs basically, they are aggressive when it comes to the breeding season or the mating season, or when they have kids basically, I mean. And then obviously when there's like a mating season for deer, they're gonna be all over the place, especially in rural areas where there's cornfields and fields where they can hide in and stuff like that. And if you drive on a road in the countryside, always be careful, even in off seasons and stuff like that, because chances are there might be some deer somewhere with your name on it. I don't know. It's always scary to me, especially at night, driving on country roads in Germany. Because you hear so many times that someone hit a deer, someone hit a wild hog, and someone died because of it and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not keen on experiencing that myself, and I just wanted to warn you as well. And obviously it's motorbike season, as you can see. Motorbiking is also very popular here in Germany, also something that I could be doing because I have a license. But also I prefer riding the car just because it's safer, and I've also heard many horror stories of, like, for example, one of my friend's mom, like, she lost a leg because of an accident that was not her fault. It was like a car driver's fault, but she had to pay the price for it basically. And you hear those stories way too often. It's almost never the bike rider's fault. They always just get, overlooked. Car drivers don't see them. And I don't know, maybe at some point, maybe in my midlife crisis, I'll get a motorbike or something like that again. But for now, I think I'm fine without one. We'll see. I say that now. But I mean, another good friend's mom, she actually was the biggest anti-motorbike person ever, right? She also thought it's dangerous, she thought it's not worth the risk, and now she's riding a Harley Davidson for many years now already. So, and she's in love with her machine. She loves it so much. So yeah, because I understand this, because I know how much fun it is and how great it feels, the freedom that comes with it and all of that. But yeah, I don't know. Not at the moment for me, at least, What do you think about that? Let me know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little car ride, this car thoughts. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell. Ah, another camera overheating, fantastic. And that's my cue. And well, also follow me on my social media like Instagram. My name there is Meisterlehns. You can find all the links also in the video description. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to get Germanized. Goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.